गुरुर्ब्रह्मा गुरुर्विष्णुः गुरुर्देवो महेश्वरः गुरु साक्षात् परं ब्रह्म तस्मै श्री गुरवे नमः तस्मै श्री गुरवे नमः सदाशिवसमारम्भां शङ्कराचार्यमध्यमाम् अस्मदाचार्यपर्यन्तां वन्दे गुरुपरम्परां वन्दे गुरुपरम्परां वन्दे गुरुपरम्पराम्. We are in Prashnopanishad, first question, and here we were looking. We are looking at, where are we? विश्वरूपं हरिणं जातवेदसं परायणं ज्योतिरेकं तपन्तं सहस्ररश्मिशतधा वर्तमानः प्राणः प्रजानामदत्येष सूर्यः. This was the verse that we saw last week, and there it said, the wise know him who is of universal form, full of rays, omniscient and basis of all life. So his Vishwarupam Harinam is glowing of the golden orb. Jatavedasam Parayanam Jyotirekam, he is the one light and he is continuously burning. And Jatavedasam Parayanam, he is of the basis of all life. And in this way, it is because of its heat that life is maintained as we know it on the earth. Then he says what? Sahasra Rashmi Shatada Vartamanaf Pranaf Prajanam Adityesha Suryaha. So he says, there rises the sun of 1,000 rays, who is manifold in existence and the life of all creatures. See, here what was told was that at the very gross level, the sun is the praana, moon is the rayi. Sun is the consciousness, moon is the matter. The sun is the purusha, moon is the prakriti in that sense. And because of these two, the life is happening. And we saw in the previous verses how this is known by the wise, and therefore the arghya to the Surya and the prayers to the Aditya Hridayam etc. are there, because these rishis, they recognize that without sun there is no life possible. And in this way, in Vedanta, here we are seeing, just as Paramashiva becomes Shiva Shakti or Ishvara Prakriti, similarly, that same Prakriti, as it is going down, everywhere these two aspects are available. Just like one consciousness appears as consciousness and matter, consciousness, life and spirit and body. Then that same, in the same body, as that consciousness expresses, then the matter is seen. The consciousness is called as the seer. The matter is heard. The consciousness is called as the hearer. The subtle matter is the thoughts. The consciousness is called as the thinker. And in this way, this one manifesting as two or appearing as two it pervades every aspect of the creation, and the immediate creation, that as we call our creation, is on this earth, and it is governed by these two forces, sun and the moon. And the sun is the prana, and the moon is the rayi, means he is the purusha and moon is the shakti. And the forces of these two, the play of these two, is bringing about life here. Now continuing, and this is the spiritual bent given to through this example. Continuing in the 9th verse now. You can repeat after me. Samvatsaro vai prajapatistasya Samvatsaro vai prajapatistasya Dakshinam chottaram cha Tadyeha vai tadishta purte Tadyeha vai tadishta purte Krutamityupasate Te chandramasameva lokam abhijayante Ta eva punaravartante Tasmadeta ऋषयः प्रजा कामा दक्षिणं प्रतिपद्यन्ते त एव पुनरावर्तन्ते तस्मादेत ऋषयः प्रजा कामा दक्षिणं प्रतिपद्यन्ते एषः वै रयिर्यः पितृयाणः एषः वै रयिर्यः पितृयाणः टुगेदर संवत्सरो वै प्रजापतिस्तस्यायने दक्षिणं चोत्तरं च तद्येह वै तदिष्टापूर्ते कृतमित्युपासते ते चान्द्रमसमेव लोकभिजयन्ते त एव पुनरावर्तन्ते तस्मादेत ऋषयः प्रजा कामा दक्षिणं प्रतिपद्यन्ते एषः वै रयिर्यः पितृयाणः. Here it says, what does it say? कहाँ गया? हाँ, it says that the where are we, man? Samvatsar itself is Prajapati. Prajapati, remember, Prajapati from where the creation began, the source of creation. That was the question of the student. And the question was, from where did all the beings and the creation emanate from? What is the source of all this? So here is, as he is continuing, coming from macro to micro, and now he says Samvatsar, that means the year itself is Prajapati, and the one moment. Samvatsar itself is Prajapati, and it has it expresses as two paths. One is the Uttarayan and one is the Dakshinayan. So one is the northerly path, and one is the southerly path. And those who, then it was told, one moment of the verse, Uttaram cha tadyeha vai tada ishta purte krutamityupasate. And those who perform the ishta purta, we will explain that later. Those who perform the Ishtapurta, do the various charitable works, do the sacrifices, etc. Think, and why do they do it? Because they think they are important, that only by doing the sacrifices and charitable works one can attain salvation, immortality, and they as a result of doing these actions, they end up attaining the world of the moon, and those who return to the world of the moon, they are born again and again. And here it was Techa. So tadeha vai tadishta purte krutamityupasate. That means they keep doing the they want to do, there is a doership in them, and thus they chandramasam eva loka abhijayante, they end up in the loka of the Chandra. Chandra means rayi, meaning moon. Then what is the result of these people who end up there? The eva punaravartante, means they are born again and again. Tasmad etad rushayah praja kama dakshina pratipadyante. And there it is told, therefore, those rishis who desire offspring go by the path of the rayi, the southern path. So here, northern path is the prana and southern path is the rayi. And thus, such people also, this is the path of the mains, this is the path of the ancestors. Eshaha vai rayi Riya Pitruyana. So this is the Pitruyana marga. And this way, understand, continuing. Let's see what the verses say. तदेव कालः संवत्सरो वै प्रजापतिस्तन्निर्वर्ष्यत्वात् संवत्सरस्य चन्द्रादित्य निर्वर्त्यतिथ्यो रात्रसमुदायो यो हि संवत्सरः तदनन्यत्वाद् रयि प्राण मिथुनात्मक एवेत्युच्यते एव इति उच्यते. So here it says that coming together of pran and rayi, that coming together of sun and the moon, here the word used is mithunam. Mithunam means coming together, coupling of, coexistence of. It brings about a time, the year, and year itself is time, and this is what is Prajapati at this level. And so if we begin from, the Lord himself desired to create and express as the duality, and duality, for duality to express, there has to be space, and in the space alone, the sun, moon now express, and then only year is possible. only when year is possible, only when there is movement of earth around the sun, and depending on these two, the sun and the moon, is the day and night, and year is nothing but a totality of day and nights. Therefore, year is dependent on sun and moon. Chandraditya nirvartya tithyaho ratra samudayo hi samvatsaraha. Samudayo means aggregate of all the days and nights is the samvatsara. Correct. Samvatsara, therefore, samvatsaraha tadanyatvad rayi prana mithunam atmaka eva iti uchyate. And it is this year is this year, which is the result of the rayi and pran, the sun and the moon, and these sun and moon are not separate. Actually, they are one and the same. Because just as one consciousness alone appears as spirit and matter, just as one man alone appears as husband and son, Similarly, that one reality alone is appearing as the sun and the moon, and the year is dependent on that sun and the moon, and by the coupling of these two alone, this year has come about. Tat katham, how come? One moment. Where are we? In what manner? तस्य संवत्सरस्य प्रजापतेः अयने मार्गौ द्वौ दक्षिणं च उत्तरं च द्वे प्रसिद्धे हि अयने षण्मासलक्षणे याभ्यां दक्षिणेन उत्तरेण च याति सविता केवलकर्मिणां कर्मक्तां च लोकान् विदधत्. Here he says that in that year, in that Prajapati slash year, Samvatsar, it has got two paths, Uttarayan and Dakshinayan, and these two are 6 months each, and this is how the sun moves in these 2 6 months period. These two periods are meant for those who are engaged in karma and upasana. So we saw our Bhishmacharya, who waited for Uttarayan to begin, only then he left his body. All those people who are engaged in karma and upasana are only going to eventually gain the rayi, which is the loka of the Pitrus, which is the Chandralok, from where rebirth is the only possibility. And if that happens, then what? Then though here it is told, as I said before, that these Brahmanas, who are these Brahmanas, who are these rishis, as it is told here, what did they say? Tasya samvatsya prajapatehe ayane margau, the correct ayane yabhyam. Katham, so how they are, where are we? Then what happens? Katham tatra cha brahmanadishu yeha vai tadupasata iti kriya visheshanaha dvitiyastat chandaha इष्टम च पूर्तम च इष्टापूर्ते इत्यादि कृतमेवोपासते न अकृतम नित्यम ते चांद्रमसम चंद्रमसी भवम प्रजापतेः मिथुनात्मकस्यांशं रयिम अन्नभूतं लोकमभिजयन्ते कृपरूपत्वात् चांद्रमस्यस्य. So here it says that such people, in what then what happens? Then it is said tat tatra cha brahmanadeshu yeha vaicha tadupasate iti, that all those brahmanas and those rishi munis, who with conviction pray to that Ishta, pray to that Lord, pray to that Sun, pray to that Prajapati, and because all the karma is governed by time, when you have to do, because this is the Uttarayan, this has to be done, this is the Dakshinayan, these actions can be done, the puja has to be done only in the Brahma Muhurt, the Agnihotra has to be done in the morning, not in the evening, the Arghya has to be done in the morning, afternoon and evening, not at night. Everything is governed by time, and therefore they do all these activities for what? To satisfy their desires. Cheshta cha ishtapurte, and therefore they do all the upasanas, and they do not pray to that formless, to that which is beyond name and form. They only pray to the sun in order to satisfy their desires, and thus the sun or the moon. They always, then it says, te chandramasam chandramasi bhavam prajapatehe mithunatmakasyasham rayimanna bhutam lokam abhijayante krutarupatvat chandramasasya. Then here it says, they, where are we? They always so these brahmanas and these rishis, munis, they only are able to conquer, they are only able to master the Prajapati, the aspect of the Prajapati which is appearing as the moon, the rayi, and as a result, in other words, that they only are able to conquer, master, make themselves siddha with reference to the world of the moon. That moon is the annabhut. That moon is the and that another word for it is chandralok, and that chandralok represents karma, and that alone they are able to involve, indulge, and get committed to, and nothing beyond. And then they say, te tatra eva cha krutakshayat punaravartante imam lokam hi nataram vavishanti Mundakopanishad iti hi uktam. In the Shruti, that means in the Upanishads, in the Mundakopanishad, because Mundakopanishad also comes in the similar, where this Upanishad comes from, and the word Tat here is told as the adjective of the activity, Kriya Visheshana, means when their karma ends with their life, which is again governed by time, they go to, because they have done such good deeds, they have done charity, they have done karma, they have done upasana, they end up in the moon or the pitrulok, and when their time is over there, again they are reborn in this human plane. And if the punya is not there, then they can be even born in the various other yonis. In this manner it is told in the Mundaka Upanishad. Yasmad evam prajapatim annatmakam phalatvenabhi nivartantayanti chandram ishtapurta karmanaita rishayah swargadrashtarah प्रजाकामाः प्रजार्थिनः गृहस्थास्तस्मात् स्वकृतमेव दक्षिणायन उपलक्षितं चंद्रम प्रतिपद्यन्ते. Because it is so, because they have desires of santan. Here what did it say? Because prajapatim annatmakam, they have a desire for some fruit, for some food, meaning something they want to grasp, something they have desires. Phalatvena abhinivartayanti chandram ishtapurtam karmane tirishaya swargadashta prajakama. So either they want to go to Swarg, or they want some progeny, and such rishis, हाँ, तो यहाँ पे सो स्वर्ग दृष्टा मीनिंग दे आर ओनली लुकिंग फॉरवर्ड टू गो टू स्वर्ग, एंड ऑल द गृहस्थ लोग पीपल, all the those who are lost in what do you call that, gila kachara and sukha kachara, meaning those who are lost in relations and possessions for, and they only pray to the ishta for relations and possessions, not for Paramatma, and therefore they are doing all the karma, they are doing all the charity, and as a result of that they end up, well, we can say end up, or that type of desire brings about the Chandralok, and therefore therefore due to their karmas and because of their Dakshina southern mark, they're following of the southern mark, the Dakshinayana marg, meaning in a physical sense, when the sun is moving down towards the southern hemisphere from the equator onwards, it is called Dakshinayan, and when it starts moving upwards, starting from the equator, it is called the Uttarayan. So these people, that is at a physical level, when you look at the outside, that happens on, when does that happen? That happens on the 21st December is the equinoxes, and 21st June is the equinoxes. So from then it changes, and the equal day and equal night is March and September, I think, something. So here these people, Dakshinayan does not only mean when the sun is moving down. Dakshinayan also means those who are committed to sacrifices and rituals and upasana, karma and upasana for satisfaction of desires. This is what it is meant, and thus they, because they are practicing that in their mind, nothing higher is coming. Therefore, they attain only to Chandralok, meaning they only go to the rayi. Rayi means matter. That matter is, another word for Chandralok is Swarga, and from Swarga there is only coming back. It is not a permanent lok. Therefore, here it is said, Esha vai rayi rannam yaha pitruyana upalakshitah chandraha, and yaha, this pitruyan, meaning that this Chandralok, which is a representative of the Pitrus, this itself is, it certainly, here it is Nishchay, certainly is the Rahi, it is certainly is the Anna. Anna means that which is eaten. So, name and suppose seer and seen. Seen is the eaten, seer is the eater. Because seen can never eat the seer. So, in that sense, subject object. Object is always for the subject, but subject can be without the object. So, same way here, that representation is taken as sun and the moon. Moon has no light of its own. The sun illuminates the moon or not illuminate the moon. So moon has got no choice. Therefore moon is Annam. And who is the illuminator of the moon? The sun. So he is the praana. He is the consciousness. And just like this body is made up of spirit and matter. So whether body is there or not there, spirit continues to be spirit. But at the level of body, who is eating the body? Or for whom is the body? For the consciousness. That consciousness, with reference to the body, we call it as Jivatma. And in this way, the the coexistence, one alone is expressing as two. Now we have brought it down to the physical level. Now we have brought it down to the people level. That people also taking, when they look at sun and the moon, they don't pray to the, they pray to the moon because they have desires within. If they pray to the sun, very quickly Amaraj will come and finish off everything. He is sun. So in this way, these Brahmanas who are desirous of many desires keep themselves busy during Dakshinayan and engage themselves in various activities of charity, sacrifice, upasana, etc. And all this depends on time. You cannot do puja anytime you want. And in this way, therefore, karma and upasana, what important point is, just like that one reality, one Prajapati alone was expressing as sun and the moon. As a result, the time was created. That time also is Prajapati. Now, karma and upasana, the sun and the moon, you have to take it parallel. Karma and upasana is also is also the same reality. So we are showing how one reality alone is in and through everything in this creation. This whole creation is nothing but a play of the two. And the name given here is not consciousness and matter. The name given here is praana and rayi. Praana and rayi. So that praana and rayi is the subject and object. That praana and rayi is the seer and the seen. That praana and rayi is the taster and the tasted. That praana and rayi is the knower and the known. That praana and rayi is the experiencer and the experienced. That prana and rayi is the Shiva and Shakti. The prana and rayi is the Brahma and Saraswati. That prana and rayi is, and this way it was going on. So same way at the physical level, that sun and moon is the prana and rayi, and such people are, where are we? 15. In those activities. And what are these activities in which these Brahmanas, because of their desires, indulge in? That those activities which yield result. So very, very important. When you do japa, don't look for result. When you do any seva, don't look for result. When you do your puja, don't look for result. When you do anything in life, do not expect a result. Do it because it's the right thing to do and forget it. If it has to be. Better even, it's not the topic here, even better is the Lord is functioning. Lord is playing with himself. I'm just a nimitta matra.
Not doing anything is not right.
Huh?
Not doing anything is
No,
not
no,
right.
we cannot do anything.
Not doing.
You can never not do anything.
This thinking.
Yes, in sleep you are not doing anything because you don't know, even though breathing is going on. So what is ishta? Ishta is obligatory duties, and purta, actions done by us which are directed towards betterment of society, like charity, gaudan, etc., etc. So here the word that was used was ishta purta. कहाँ गया यार? The word used was ishta purta. So ishta is the duty, your obligatory duties. So what are those obligatory duties? Here it is told that those people who come into your life, I'll just check. What does it say? What is the ishta? Agnihotram tapas satyam bhutanam cha anupalanam Atithyam Vaishvadevascha Ishtamitya Vidhiyate. The daily sacrifice of Agnihotra is Ishta. Penance, truthfulness, maintenance of animals, feeding of guests and feeding the birds and beasts, all these are called as Ishta. Ishta. On one hand, Ishta is also the Bhagwan. But how do you translate it in your daily life? It is like this. But those who are addicted to this, they are only because they want something in return. This is very important. Sakam. And then here it says, Vapi Kruttadagadi Daivatayatana cha Anna Pradhanam Aramaha Purtamitya Vidhiyate. And what is Purti? Ishta Purta. What is Purta? That digging wells, excavation of tanks for the public, building temples, giving food to the hungry, laying out public gardens, all these are called as Purta. So this is what Ramchandraji and his three brothers, they did after they came back from the ashram of sage Vashishta. 6 months they travelled around. The other three brothers, they were busy doing Purta. And what was Ramchandraji doing? Was he doing Ishta? No. He was only discussing what is Atma with all the sadhus that he came across. And in this way, here it is. So they are, because why do they do this? Obligatory duties, and that is called Ishta and the Purta, that is acts which benefit the society. Why do they do this? Because they have a conviction. Because they are convinced by doing this karma, they can achieve the higher worlds. And what is the higher world? Heaven. Their attention is not on mukti. And even if they think that I want moksha and they are lost in this, they will never get there. Because their attention is on betterment of the society. Their attention is not on realizing the divine. स्वर्ग ही मिलेगा, उससे ज़्यादा क्या मिलेगा? See, so very subtle correction in our approach to life. If we do karma, it can only achieve us the other worlds. It can never bring realization, because karma requires duality. Doer and karma phala is required. Doer is required to do the karma. And therefore, and their goal is nothing but going from Manushya Lok to Gandharva, Bhurgva, Swatapa, Janama, Satyam, any of these lokas they want to go to. It is not about liberation. And therefore, such people are stuck only in, we won't even say the further on, but they want, here they don't have food and drink, they are troubled by food and drink. In Swarg, you don't need food and drink. Here you are trying to satisfy your desires. In Swarg, all your desires are satisfied. Here you are trying to take so many pills to be healthy. There you never get ill health and old age. So that is Swarg for them. And trying to escape from this Manushya Lok and want to go where? To Swarg Lok, where all these problems are not there.
तो निमित्त भाव से करना चाहिए, क्योंकि जो मन कर रहा है, सोचो मन नहीं कर,
if mind If mind is saying do this, do that, we should not do it. Let nature express, and whatever it expresses,
Just do
you
it without
bring
any-
you but apply it, whatever is taking place, direct it towards the divine, rather than what am I going to get out of it, or out of guilt that I if I don't do it I'll go to hell, or because I am the son I have to take care of my parents. No, if you are taking care of parents, then any other old person also you will help. Maybe you will help your parents more, but others also you will help wherever it is required.
Yes.
Not आ बैल मुझे मार, वो वाला नहीं. Such people are unable to appreciate that there is something higher, that there is higher to be achieved, and therefore such people are lost in the world of matter. That world of matter is called rayi, and thus such people put lot of efforts in their life. You do see the karma kandis, the havan, the puja, the japa, so much effort. So much. How much effort does a wave need to put in order to realize it is water? Nothing. But we are putting so much effort. I have to do puja, I have to do sadhana, I have to do this upas, I have to do that ekadashi, I have to do this, I have to do that, I have to.
And the guilt if you don't do.
And thus they put all the efforts in the wrong direction. Suppose you are born in this family where this was the norm, then what do you do?
Just do.
Then why is karma done? What is the purpose for karma? Karmani chitte shuddhartham. So do it for purification, don't expect any result. Don't feel guilty if while doing puja you get into meditation, don't feel guilty, don't feel bad. ये सब होना चाहिए. We want to go and do charity. But whoever comes in your, do charity in house, speak nicely to your wife. नहीं कुछ नहीं बोला. I'm not pointing out. This is the story in every family, don't worry. Everywhere it is going on. So begin charity at home. If you are ready to give up your wealth, give up your ego in the home. So such, because they're putting their efforts in the wrong direction again and again, they get attracted to matter. They get attracted to wealth, they get attracted to swarg, they get attracted to children, they get attracted to who is going to do my last rite, so I need children. इसी में फंस जाते हैं सारा. So what is rayi again? What is matter? That which is gained as a result of cause and effect. I will get heaven because I am doing puja.
Phala hetu karma.
Phala hetu karma. So this whole world is cause and effect.
Yes.
If my attention is on cause and effect and I am going to do everything from that mindset, I am only going to the world of matter. I cannot go more than that. And that world of matter begins from the lowest yoni to the Prajapati, to the Brahmaji. Till there it goes. Satyalok. In other words, the field of matter means the field of relativity. So when our attention is on the relativity, on coming and going, on acquiring, possessing, rejecting, it's all, or desiring, all we are caught up in man. And once the life is over, their karma is over, then such people, that means the karma fal, because punya that they had done in the heavens is over. Again they find themselves, they come back from the higher world, from the higher world to the lower world, which is the Manushya Lok. Or I don't know what else you have done. It can go to other Tiryak yonis also. And therefore, these are the rule. Why this is told? Recognize. This is the rule of relative life. In relative life, if you accept relative life, that means if you look at life only from individual perspective, this is the maximum you can go. Heaven. And keep remaining, keep recycled again and again. Then what do we need to do? Have the Ishvara Drishti. How the Lord is looking at the whole world. How is the ocean looking at all the waves? Or do Atma Chintan or Paramatma Chintan. So these are the rules and regulations of life, and and those people who are continuously wanting heaven and children, they choose only the Chandramasa Marga, which is the path of the matter, path of relativity, where duality is the norm. And see, who is desiring the child? Not man, father. So in father and mother, who is the sun and the moon? Father is the sun, mother is the moon. And what are you desiring? Another matter. You cannot produce life. You are desiring only matter. Why? Because you have accepted you are the husband. Now that husband wants to be a father. Why? Because if I don't produce children, then what will happen to the world? See? And thus such people, by their own free choice, they choose this path of matter and the path of the material wealth. That could be as children and the gila kachara, sukha kachara, possession, the relations and relations and the possessions. So all worlds, all the 14 lokas, they fall under the purview of matter. All the 14 worlds, because they are coming and going. Brahmaji is also coming and going. Nothing is permanent. Who is permanent? Only Paramatma. So recognize that Paramatma within you as the Atma. Brahmatmaikya Bodh. That is Brahmatmaikya Bodh. One must not get deviated, distracted by बातें चलती हैं about investments, about this, about that. Should I sell? Should I not sell? Should I do seva? Should I not do seva? ये सब मन, if it is naturally happening, do it. But without losing the focus on the infinite. In this manner, where are we? 16. So, continuing in the 10th verse, repeat after me. Athottareణ tapasa, athottareణ tapasa, brahmacharyena shraddhaya, brahmacharyena shraddhaya, vidyayatmana manvishyat, vidyayatmana manvishyat, ityam abhijayante, etadvai prananam ayatanam, etad amrutam abhayam, etad, too much. etadvai prananam ayatanam, etad amrutam, abhayam, etad parayanam, etasman एतस्मान् पुनरावर्तन्त इत्येष पुनरावर्तन्त इत्येष निरोधस्तदेश श्लोकः निरोधस्तदेश श्लोकः. long.
Or to stop punaravritti.
So I'll read it again and you can just chant together. अथोत्तरेण तपसा ब्रह्मचर्येण श्रद्धया विद्ययात्मानमन्विष्यात् इत्यमभिजयन्ते. एतद्वै प्राणानाम् आयतनम् एतद् अमृतम् अभयम् एतद् परायणम् एतस्मान्न पुनरावर्तन्त इत्येष निरोधस्तदेश श्लोकः. What does it say? It says, where are we? क्या हो गया? हाँ? This is Prashnopanishad. So here it says, but those who have sought, now this is the people, those who are following the Dakshinayan mark, those who are following the path of matter, those who are following the path of cause and effect, those who are following the path of rayi, those who are following the path of desire. But that desire is oriented towards relativity, away from themselves. Our mind is continuously pravritti, nivritti, pravritti, nivritti. Here it is pravritti, it's involvement. And whatever they are getting involved, they are desiring. There must be an opposite. So this is the opposite. But those who have sought the Atman by austerity, abstinence, faith and knowledge attain the Aditya by the Nadan path. So those who follow the relative marg, the apara, in Mundaka Upanishad comes the para and the apara. Those who follow the apara, they go to the moon. Those who follow the para, they go to the sun. Those who follow the Dakshinayan marg, they go to the Swarg and rebirth. Those who follow the Uttarayan marg, no rebirth.
That's why even I've seen people, if their death is coming, they want to prolong till Uttarayana.
Yes, there are people. This is the source of all the forces. So their attention, here we will explain what is this Atman and what is this Sun. This is the source of all the forces. This is the immortal and free from all danger. This is the supreme resort. From there they do not return, for it is the end. There is the following shloka on it. See? So athotarena tapasa brahmacharyena shraddhaya. So here it is told that those who follow tapasya, brahmacharya, shraddha and knowledge, and with these four, tapa, brahmacharya, shraddha and vidya, they seek the Atman. With that, with tapas, brahmacharya, shraddha and vidya, they are not seeking the relative world, they are not seeking the swarg, they are not seeking the fulfillment of the desires, they are seeking Atman. Such people automatically follow the Nadan path. Now, one was the physical way of looking when the lower equinox is taking, that is the Dakshinayan marg, and upper equinox is the Nadan marg. Here again, looking at the relative world and desiring is the Dakshina marg, and desiring the Atma is the Uttarayan marg. Understand?
Physical and the metaphysical.
So understand it in this way. Such people here at a very physical level, they attain to the Surya Lok. And once they attain that Surya Lok, now you have to understand, here it is just told Surya. Now we might think of those who are looking outside, they will look at that moon and that sun. But what is the metaphysical meaning? That those who are when they are looking at moon, meaning they are indulged in their desires of the world,
It's equal to
of the
mind.
world and desires and mind, correct, or whatever is in the mind they are desiring, because the whole creation is in the mind only. But those who are seeking out the sun, what is that light, in the light of whom the whole creation is being illuminated? What is that light because of whom the moon is getting illuminated? The sun, isn't it, outside? Similarly, what is that light in whom the moon equal to mind is getting illuminated? The Atman. So those who are seeking the Atman, for them there is no rebirth. The life concludes once you come to the Atma slash sun. Because just like the outside sun is ever effulgent, you never see a dark sun.
Yes.
You can see a dark moon, Amavasya. So similarly, what is your Amavasya? Deep sleep is Amavasya.
When the mind is asleep.
Correct.
And sun
No
is-
light, no
Sun
light,
is Tejas.
no light. It's completely covered with darkness.
And sun never sets.
The sun never sets. But if our attention is not on the mind, oh, I'm not getting sleep, I think I'm having sleep apnea, and that becomes a problem for you, then God only help you. So where is your attention? Your attention is Atma. I am the source of all. This Atma is the source of all lights. In its light, the Jagrat, Swapna, Sushupti is coming and going. What is that light? My attention is on that light. So just like in the outside, everything in our physical universe is dependent on the sun, who is the permanent source of light and heat. Similarly, what is that within me which is of the source of continuous illumination is Atma. So I focus on that. This is the place. Where everything is.
Alert from Yahoo. Password required.
Where everything is concluded and there is no punaragaman. With this regards is this slope. So now continuing. अथ उत्तरेण आयनेन प्रजापतेः अंशं प्राणम् अत्तारम् आदित्यमभिजयन्ते. Attaram. There, before it was told Atta. Atta also means that which is the Atma, is also called as Atta. In Buddhism, Atma is called as Atta. Excuse me. Therefore, thus Uttarayan. So those who follow the path of Uttarayan and they go to that the part of Prajapati which is Aditya, and go to the Aditya Lok. And how do, then it says here, Kena, in what manner, by which sadhana do they gain that or attain that? Then it is told, Tapaha Indriya Jayena विशेषतः ब्रह्मचर्येण श्रद्धया विद्यया च प्रजाप्रति आत्मविषयया आत्मानं प्राणं सूर्यं जगतः तस्थुश्चान् विषयाहमस्मीति विदितौ आदित्यम अभिजयन्ते अभिप्राप्नुवन्ति. So here they say that by Indriya Jaya, Shamadama, Indriya is the Panchendriyas and the mind. Those who have controlled or gained victory over the mind. What is the easiest way to gain victory over the mind? By focusing on each one of them and controlling it. You can do that, but through Atma Chintan is the best. So Indriya Jaya, then specially brahmacharya, if you practice because we are thinking at the physical level here. So practice brahmacharya. Brahmacharya means that looking at everything as impetus for you to move towards the truth. Brahmacharati iti brahmachari, and the one who is putting that in his acharan all the time, उसका आचार विचार सब ब्राह्मण के बारे में ही है, वही ब्रह्मचारी. But at a very physical level, control of activities, but that is also necessary. Shraddha, faith, the previous two have to be done by faith, with Shraddha. Because that, if you don't have Shraddha, that brahmacharya is going to take me there. If you don't have Shraddha, that sense control is going to bring me to that on the threshold of reality, then you will not practice it. So we must have faith, and therefore Shraddha and all the here it says Prajapati Atma Vishaya, understanding the Prajapati, that Prajapati alone is the Atma, alone is the topic, and all the knowledge with reference to that. Now we are only seeing that the Prajapati himself created, himself expressed as the sun and the moon. Sun and the moon themselves expressed as I'm explaining the various twos, and in this way, all that you have to understand. There is only understanding. There is no doing here. Doing means again we are lost in karma and upasana. And by understanding this knowledge of Prajapati and etc. and Atma, one understands what is changing and what is conscious and what is matter, and with regards to this world, and then he focuses on the, here it says what, Atmanam pranam suryam jagatastastushaschan vishayaham asmiti, and then focusing on the Atma as the prana, means the consciousness, as the Surya, and then that I am, aham asmiti, thinking, focusing on it in contemplating and investigating in this manner. Anusandhan is investigation. Investigating in this manner and coming to the correct conclusion that this Surya is the Atma, this Pran is the Atma, this Prajapati is the Atma, meaning this Atma alone has become the whole thing. This Atma alone has become the subject and the object, and the play between the subject, the sun, the object, the moon, inside and outside, is the game of the life that is taking place in the mind.
As is taking place outside also.
Also at the same time, it's a reflection.
Yes.
So in the waking, the waker is the sun and the waking world is the moon. In dream, the dreamer is the sun, the dream world is the moon. And this way, same thing is, one thing is giving rise to the other, again it is two. Just like one cell multiplies into two, but when one cell multiplies into two, or one atom multiplies into two, that those two atoms will have exactly the same things: electrons, protons, neutrons, just like the mother atom or mother cell. It will not be different. And by investigation and by understanding this, that I am that supreme sun, that the self is the, not I am, the self is the supreme sun. Thus they conquer the Aditya Lok, they conquer here doesn't mean that you have got lordship over it. That means you become one with it. Now you are not at the mercy of shunting, and thus they come to attain the attain the Surya Lok. Etadva ayatanam sarva prananam samanyam ayatanam ashrayam etad amrutam avinashi. Indeed, that thinking in this way alone, that this prana, this atma, or the life in everyone, the support of everything and every life is this atma, the supreme sun, not just the physical sun. Just as like in the outside world, that sun is the support for everyone. Similarly, this atma, the supreme sun, is the support of all life in the waking dream and in the nether worlds, micro and macro. Therefore, abhayamata eva bhayavarjitam na chandravat kshaya vruddhi bhayavat. Then it says that therefore it is this atma is abhaya, it is free of all fear, it is afraid of nothing. Then just like the moon goes waxes and wanes, this sun never waxes and wanes in light. Similarly, this atma also never waxes and wanes. Therefore, there is fearlessness.
Jiva is equivalent to the moon because Jiva is waxing and waning.
Jiva is just an idea
Or
in the mind.
Or the mind.
In the mind.
Mind is waxing and waning.
Therefore, so because those who follow the Uttarayan marg, or those who follow the Atmic marg, or those who follow, according to Mundakopanishad, the Para marg, for them there is no fear because they are attaining the light of all lights. Whereas those who follow the Chandra marg, the rayi marg, the relative path, those who follow the path of desires, those who follow the path of relations and possessions, cause and effect, for such people there is fear. Therefore papam karma.
मिलेगा या नहीं मिलेगा,
नहीं,
कर्मफल।
भगवान के सामने 10 बार तो करते हैं, तो एक जमाने तक हम भी करते थे, पर आजकल नहीं होता,
नहीं होता।
मेरे से नहीं होता, because I don't see that there is any sin going on. Everything is his expression. So where is your attention? That is important. So they do karma and upasana out of fear, not out of a desire to attain Atma.
Yes, out of fear.
Out of fear. I don't want to die ignorant, and that's why I am doing upasana. Then there is fear. If I am doing upasana, I am taking the name of the Lord for self-realization, for Atmic, then I will not worry about how many times I have done the mala, have I completed the mala, not completed the mala, have I done the mala, am I doing japa while lying down or sitting, or I have not taken shower or shower, it does not matter. But those who are following the path of rayi, following the path of moon, following the path of desire, continuously, this should not be done, that should not be done, it cannot be done here, it cannot be done there, the finger has to be, the index finger has to be outside, everything else has to be hidden.
Swami, this is Shivlo, Krishna, Swami, now
That
all this is not right.
All this?
Right.
Right.
That is all right.
It's part of the 14 lokas you mentioned.
Yes.
And Aditya Lok is beyond.
But
Aditya Lok is also not right.
no, Aditya Loka, if you understand Aditya Loka as Atma Loka,
Atma Lok, correct.
that is not a lok.
It's not
It's not a lok.
It's not outside.
If you get the correct understanding, that is what is saying, understanding.
Vidya.
That Aditya does not mean only the sun outside. Aditya also means that light which illuminates the sun. Which is that light which illuminates the sun? The vision. What is that light which illuminates the vision? The mind. What is that light which illuminates the mind? The intellect. What is that light which illuminates the intellect? The Sakshi. What is that which illuminates the Sakshi? The Jiva Bhav, the Chaitanya, Chidabhas. What is that? What is that Chidabhas of? Of the Chaitanya Vastu. That I am. But everything else is its Abhivakti. It's its Leela. It's its sport. When you see the whole expansion out of that one alone, all the time happening, not sometime or all the, it's a continuous process. तो फिर तुम फंसोगे नहीं किसी चीज में. So such people, those who follow the path of, they get caught up in the, here it says, etat parayanam paragatihi vidyavatam karminam cha jnanavatam. And so those who do, if they do upasana and karma thinking of the Atma, then they attain to paragati. But if you keep thinking of the relative cause and effect while doing karma and upasana, then you are caught up here. एतस्मान् न पुनरावर्तन्ते यथा इतरे केवल कर्मिणा इति. Is those who attain to this pad, to this state, such people never return back to the level of karma, the level of doership. Karma here means doership. They never fall down to the level of doership even while living.
So even when karma is going on, they are not looking at the
Karma is happening for other people. That he is doing karma. Other people are watching that I am taking care of mother, suppose, or you are taking care of your mother. But if you are whatever is taking place out of you at this moment, you are true to that. Your attention is only on Atma Chintan.
So you're not actually seeing your own karma.
Then it is, there is no doer.
Yeah.
It's just happening. And the truth is, everything is only happening.
Yes.
Only
Nothing.
some people take ownership of it and get into trouble.
And ownership liya means your attention is on the relativity. Relativity.
फिर fear comes.
Then fear
कौन
comes.
क्या बोलेगा?
Correct. It's a very subtle shift.
करते जाना
But
है.
how beautifully it is explained
Yeah.
here. And then it says, Yathetare kevala karmana iti. Then there is only karma, but there is no karta and there is no karma phala. Then we can't even say it is karma, it is kriya going on. Activity is going on, there is no honor of activity.
Just like some.
Tasmad eshaha avidusham nirodaha. And those who are and therefore they do not come back to the karma. And for those who are not intelligent, those who are not wise, those who are lost in cause and effect, those who are lost in relativity, for them this is they have got no entry into this area. They have got no entry into Atma Chintan.
Avidusham Nirodha. No entry but Avidusha.
Avidusha. Nirodha. Adityadhi niruddha avidvaso na ete samvatsaram adityam atmanam paranam abhiprapnuvanti. Because why there is nirodha of these avidusha, why they cannot enter into this lok of the sun or the lok of the state of prana or the Atma Chintan.
Because they are still stuck in the karma phala, karma and karma phala, or relative.
Because they are stopped by the Aditya, they are stopped by the Atma. Why? Because they are not thinking of Atma, they are thinking of the world, and therefore it is told that such people, those who are following the path of the moon, they are not able to attain the self. Sahi samvatsarah kalatma avidusham nirodha. This samvatsar, this kala roop, this year in the form of time is the place where these avidusham nirodha, this is the place they can attain to, that's all, to this time, because they are subject of time, they are doing everything in accordance to time, everything is determined by time in their karma, upasana, etc. And therefore the maximum they can go to is the nirodha sthiti in time, which is deep sleep. And tatra asmin artha esha shlokaha mantraha. With this regards is this mantra, and this way we conclude the 10th verse. And what's the time? 1:16. We'll recap it again next class, so you understand the difference between praana and rayi, sun and the moon, and ishta and purta, wo to tha hi, but that is, but here it is the self and the mind, atma and the mind, subject and the object, they are all parallels going on. Everything is coexisting in the, because that only in this language we can explain. So we'll take it from here in our next class. Om Purnamada Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnamevavashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Hari Om. Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Hari Om. Just sit quietly for a moment.